Very, very cool little thing this. It's a 1974 Suzuki TM75, so it's the full-on two-stroke motocross bike for kids back in the 70s. Love these little engines because they're a rotary valve, so the carb lives in here. So this is the air box, and the air comes down through into a little chamber here where the carb lives. And then there's a little valve on the crank which opens and closes the inlet of the fuel and the air into the crankcase. And so these were supposed to be, the rotary valve was supposed to be a lot better than the general two-stroke induction that we see on most bikes now. It was supposed to be amazingly quicker. So yeah, these things are cool. This one has a few little issues with it, as you might well expect. So she looks overall in generally nice condition. So there's a sticker there which has my name on it to tell the shipping company that it's to come to me. So I'll just remove that. So someone's cut the throttle cable, so the throttle cable's not in place. It had no spark plug in it, so when you kick it over, it's a little bit noisy at the bottom end. So I'm suspecting that it's going to need main bearings or a new conrod. If you go into the trouble of doing that, you might as well do the conrod. If you're doing the main bearings, you might as well do the conrod. You might as well do the transmission bearings and things like that. All of these things are available for these bikes. They're mainly available from America. The exhaust pipe looks in very good nick. I mean, like I say, the cosmetics of the bike look good. The rims, the chrome on the rear rim, it's gone through in a few little places, but other than that, it looks generally good. The mudguards or fenders on these were painted from the factory. This one is split, and this one, I don't know what's happened, whether a dog's been chewing it or something like that. The front rim again looks good, other than here the chrome's starting to go, so getting those re-chromed and re-spoked and everything would be a good idea. Front forks, there's a bit of pitting at the top and actually on the lower of the fork, so having those hard chromed or a new set of fork tubes. But other than that, I mean, she's just, you know, imagine being a kid in the 70s and getting one of these bikes given to you and going off racing and even just practicing or riding around on the fields. I mean, I bet you'd have been a very happy little child, wouldn't you? So I said that it didn't have a spark plug in it. So I've just plugged one of mine in, and you can see she has a spark. As I say, the bottom end of the engine does sound a bit noisy, and I've stuck a plug into the plug hole, and there's not a great deal of compression either. So again, it's going to need a top end. So then I'm not going to be able to get this bike going. So the only thing that's really left to do is the gearbox test, which I will just set up now. Okay, so hopefully you can all see that. So we're in neutral there. First gear, engine's turning over. Second gear. Third gear. And fourth gear. So back down to third, second, and neutral. there we go. So all in all, she's generally a nice bike, but she's going to need an engine rebuild and obviously the cosmetics. But I mean, you just don't see these things at all. They're absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous little bikes.